Hello, this is Gerald Ulvenwas. I have already announced before that every letter has a specific position in every word, and there's a reason for it why every letter is there. Every letter makes you focus upon the right aspects. These aspects, they combine, and you will go to the combined aspects and directions and so on, so that you also understand and grasp the thing that is defined via it. How does that work? There is a structure there, which is a natural structure, and I'm not going to talk about why it works, but how it works, and I will take a very difficult word, which is not immediately imaginable as a physical thing, so that makes it also more difficult. I also take letters from the position of the most complex of letters. There are three categories of letters in a numerical order. The ones that are physical points in space, that's easy, that's 9 letters. The ones that define 9 directions in time are relatively easy. But the last 9 ones that are focuses that need really a very good understanding of its context are more difficult. So I had to figure it out a little bit how fashion really works, but I managed, and I will have you have the results here in this video. I will add also some extra words there. I will also make it even more difficult and will show you the word fashion show, even that. I will compare fascia, I will show shine, and I even show shoe, how they all fit into this same frame with sh underneath, and how we can find out where the object lies and where the functions lies, only because of the letters. Okay, let's go. So we already had F before in one of the videos from before. This is the first letter of fashion. It is the letter that is in the second category, as you can see here. It is in the last degree, in the top degree, so it is always about results. There are always 3 positions and you think differently. So if it's here in the middle, on the bottom, you start with them. It's the bottom, you start from the bottom up. If it's in between, it's changing, developing. That's the region. It's in our environment as well, that where everything is changing and moving, and where we have a different intention also. And the last result is about the results. But these all 9 letters are about directions. So, but also there they start from initiation on space, are about changes and directions in O, E, and Z, and the results of them are in the last 3 letters, G, F, and P. I also have compared them in my book with a little bit more complexity if you really want to go into that, into other dimensions, 4, 5, and 6, because time is involved, and it's the F is in the 3-dimensional time schedule. So it's a complete control of all the directions that direct you to somewhere. They're defined. They are defined completely. They are defined in time. The second degree is about materialization. The second part, F, is about materialization. So it's a result of materializations in the time process in which the time is fixed, so that you make a fixed time. It's the third degree. Is mostly, that's already a little bit more context based, but the context here is still nodes. It's a full perspective of context. That's why I have here a square, a big square, where I say, okay, here are all the options. So I have a lot of options already in this 6th dimension as well. I have a lot of options in time where to make our choices, and these choices will be made, will be available. They will come forward by a combination of what I develop and what I choose, my picks, and to what is really developing, and to what is really getting a feedback, and to what really is possible. So in between what these two directions, the all developing and the development, there will be result. This result will be in time. This is about the time schedule. The F is about time. It will find its directions directly by this combination of what I choose, pak, and what I will get, pap, and I will have a real confined result which I can take out. It will can only be a straightforward direction simply by circumstances that are defined within this limited range of possibilities. So in other words, it's about I make a choice, and according to that choice I will get somewhere. Very simply said, it is that kind of control over the development of things. It's because of your choice you will get some result. Combined, which seemed to be for me quite a challenge, because it's from a totally different category. It's about these two different letters, the H and the S. So I will try to control my circumstances, but then suddenly I have this sh sound, which is completely off in focus. It's a completely different focus. I'll define it just a little bit, and then I will find a solution, because I didn't find immediate solution. Okay, how can I connect them? I didn't see that immediately. The S is about what you have in the end in a contextual phase of how you finalize your conclusions, of what kind of feedback you can get in the end. The H is about where you can work out all materializations that you can see. So it's the area in which all materializations can come forward, and your feedback will be positive because it will be within your range. Also there you control a certain range, but it will be an effect that you will look for. Quite difficult to see, okay, but how shall I put it into a form? And I made one first attempt, because it has a space, like the H is in between, a space between the feedback and what will I do to it. So there's that space where things will be able to unfold. The S is all these influences that can have a couple of options where the influences come from outward, and they will go to that area. Making them like the combining of the letters is also there's also some rules for this. So in this case I'm not doing it so well, or how to combine them. I still don't know how to combine them, but I will. I realized that there are some ways to combine them. If I combine them from the A, the Fa, at the outer shell, from the outside, I will have a possibility of combining it from S, which is also about the outside. So I have an outside influence which comes into a separate area as well. What do I have here? It's actually more like I have a separate area, is a bit too physical. I have this influence that shows an influence in an area, a physical area. C is about physical areas, the borders as well. And I have, with sh sound, I have an area in between which is interconnected in this way at the borders. It's more sh like S and C. So it is like, if I really make that a definition and say, no, this space is important, I can see how something happens there, something can connect there, something can reconnect the things better, that I have a separate area in which the difficult to control circumstances are controlled, because I have an interconnection area of its own at the borders. It's the fascia. That's the definition of the fascia. A bit difficult, more word, but I think that's a good example. The next examples are more simple, so if you almost give it up, don't go away. The next ones are simple. The only reason why I concluded this example of fascia is because the reason I found out the reason why I couldn't combine it for the word fashion very well, and I was thinking about the sh a little bit too much within a two-dimensional frame, and with the C it's almost like you touch the surface and you say, okay, where does the surface connect and so on. So I was thinking of connecting it a little bit too simple, and I forgot at that point one thing of my theory is that the first category of space, and for things that are physical and so on, you also do not need much more than one dimension, the touch, the connection points and so on. If you know them, you understand the object. But for things in space, you need two dimensions. So it's, if you say, okay, from here to here, and it moves like that, you need these two dimensions. Otherwise, it's impossible to understand two dimensions. Of course, with the changes to it as well. So with that movement, it's that time movement. I'm not going to go too deep into these dimensions at this point, because it's actually plus 2 dimensions. 3 dimensions are needed for the last category. That means that we have a control from a 3-dimensional environment up until to as a connection points. Also, they go from all directions and they connect. So there's only one way to connect them well, is to deal with that aspect. And if the word is written as S plus H, it is really, really need to have that focus. It's better that I show it in 3 dimensions. You remember the S, which is that outer layer influence, that influence that goes into the area where that influence is. And in between that area, this influences, in a way, lingers on. It continues to exist within that whole space. That's why I have this in the S in three images, as you say, the yellow and the 2 blue, the S form that goes in, and then the outer layer as well. That's how you have to. That's the basics of the basic reference point of the S, which still is at the borders of surface at the top, where the influence goes diagonally inwardly. So it's an inwardly after connection, after effect, and so on. That's and the end effect of all the movements that are possible and all the directions are possible. That's where it lies. But it goes back inwardly as well. It has an influence back inward as well. So we have the S and the Fa. At this moment, they don't match very well. But if I have the dimensions added, I will be able to show it quite well. Because when I show them in 3 dimensions, they're already much more clear. I always forget, I have some advice also in my own book for what is the best thing if you don't see it immediately. See in which dimensions you have to show them. Also, do you have to show time or not time, and so on. All these things, if that are written down, that you have to deal with these aspects because it's at a different level. It's best that I do that. So I have them here, the same thing in 3 dimensions. Much more clear that what the C is. So in 3 dimensions, the S is. You can see in 3 dimensions it becomes much more clear how this diagonal influence goes inwardly, and it has it pushes down, and it has an influence over its full surface. And there I can do something with it. Combined with H will be possible then as well, because I have this 3-dimensional space. So what do I have to do with H? Because they combine, I have to limit my focus a little bit, or emphasize my focus a little bit. So where's the H? I can see it there. So I have already the S from shine. And the H is that area that I'm working on. It is my working field. This is the area where within my scope, within my range, where everything is possible, where everything will be possible
from the influence what I can make from it, or what I can make from it from what is possible. So not only my abilities, also the abilities of what is available. This will be the full area, also with a whole range of possibilities that is available there within that range, in that with these orange dots. I can see the H. So combining S with H now, we'll have this area where I can work upon that. Now I have my area for sure. And a very good example, I will take a few examples because I thought, yeah, okay, if this will work for fashion, it should work for other words with sh as well. So let's take two other examples. And a physical one, and something about, yeah, what is happening. Shine is a sort of happening, and the shoe is a very physical thing. So they should also fit perfectly. So let's see, shine. So I have already the sh, the sh here, which I don't really need these squares, because with this orange image it's already enough. I can have it a bit more clear without them. So I'll first show them without them. It's clear enough where this object will be performed. The E will be this inner influence of something that is renewing the full system, renewing your vision. It says, okay, this is the part where I renew my vision, because I have an angle there where I can insert something that goes inwardly, and there I will find a new application or a new element that will be important for me, or something that is alive, of course, as well. In the H, it will be alive there, it will be vivid there. The N will be, if I can read it in my system here. So where is it? It's from the category of timing as well. It's from the first category onwards. First category onwards says, okay, it starts from space. It starts from my spatial references, and I go and I take something up. So from the surface or the matter of the space, I will take something up in directions. So that means I have an inwardly shining in. It reflects on the physical surface upward. And also with E as a last letter, it will also be highlighting, or be possible as a highlight during a certain time, in a certain time context. And that's what the shine is. It's perfectly designed as shine, perfectly understandable. And of course, when I have the square to it as well, it also even emphasizes that it's about a surface that is shining, where it would have where I have this outside influence diagonal pushing down the feedback process actually upon that area H, where it can have that complete influence, that complete influence, of S, then complete influence of feedback in full performance as well. There it is inserted as a renewing element, a renewed focus that I get from this whole feedback process. I see a renewed focus there, where it will reflect on the surface on N, and it will be highlighted also for a longer time. Shine. Now shoe. Now I think, okay, shoe, will this be possible as well? I have already the sh area in which this, the area in which it will be possible to have its full influence. The O and the E will be about the second category, so they are about timing, so they will be, let's say, in a two-dimensional frame, so they will fit into that frame underneath as well. So I mean a two-dimensional foundation where it will be measured, can be measurable. Even if I have a starting point in 3D, the measurements will be done in 2 dimensions, with as time. And the O, from O to E, I have a certain time that finalizes this move that is possible there. The reference point of moves, or where the changes can happen, are in O and E.
or will be the, if I have them into a form as well, if I would have them as a surface form as well, I have the O form. The O form, why is it an O form? Because in the middle you have the material, which you don't emphasize too much. You have the surrounding space mostly, where all the movement can happen. There's a movement there, and is, I take it up vertically, because there is also something that highlights there. If I take them within this three-dimensional frame, and I have the O and E, it's one sound, so O, which is in as a U sound actually, but I have a certain length in O and a certain height actually, because it lifts out in E. It lifts out actually, it gives that highlight. So if it is upon the length of H that I have there, of this space in which the whole process will be possible, I will have actually already the foundations which fit to the shoe, because also when I start from where I start from to design it from where I start from the surface, and I add also a surface, then I will get the shoe. Actually, it's this outer, from this outer layer onwards, S, in H, an area in which it will be, it can live. That's what it literally says, H. I have O, this environmental space in which something can happen, and E with a highlight that you can have in there as well. And in this case, it's only a surface. There's something happening in there. You follow the movements, you follow the things, so they are there as well. Plus, what you also have, the sound itself is U, from U, from the written down U, gives it again something physical, which is hollow, which also says, yes, it's hollow. So again, it emphasizes the whole aspects of the shoe, and it fits quite well with the shoe. And where you have to put some, where you fit in, where that kind of movement, where you can move into the shoe, is also available actually there for access. And let's go to show. So I can also have show. It also starts with sho, so that will not be so difficult to change one letter. Sho I have already. Here's the sho. And the w, what's the w? I go to my system. It's about directions and movements and changes and timing, and so it's about directions. So it is, the w has a very special place. I've explained that before. It's this, all the directions and movements are also in between the two pushes, so the pushes of that I want to achieve something, and I will receive something. So all the learning process is there from all the things that move. You follow what moves so that you can understand that that if you go into the direction of what you want to achieve, if this still is the same direction of what you will receive. So you try to figure out, okay, which are the directions in between these two yin and yangs. And the W is actually at the end of your own pushes, and it a little bit lingers on, and it goes diagonally outwardly. Actually, that's what the W is. So that's why you see this design that I have here in between what I perceive or understand and what I receive. There's a direction that I follow, and here the direction lingers on and goes outwardly. This is almost like the after effect of what I want to achieve and want to and can receive and can perceive and can understand, and see what else do I have. So you follow your own directions a little bit further, how they linger on in all directions. So in a diagonal sense, also in a changeable sense. Well, that's how you have to understand the W. So how do we design it? Literally like this. So we have the show,
and the show. So the w is here, which of course will have something of the o as well. So it will have this spatial frame which lingers on and will move on. Will be a bit. Will grow also a bit bigger and out and more to the outwardly directions. I will combine them, fashion and show, but first I will have to have the fashion, of course. So there are still difficulties of how shall I combine fa, which is about controllable circumstance, my focus upon the circumstances, and I can control them because I make a choice, and because of this choice, I will come from that moment. I know the direction, and I follow, and I follow whatever that comes after that. That's fa. The sh, we know already. Sh is that area where everything will work out. So it's an area. It's almost like an area in space where the things will work out. All of the feedback process from outwardly will work out in sh. Where can I have the fa? The problem with the f and the a, why I didn't have immediately a solution, is the f is and the a is about a direction in space, actually, or a point in space that I found to be, that I can control. But the a is normally the a is in space. There are three categories: space, time, and context. And they are also, it's not only from the middle up to outwardly, you can also have from down to up. The space is down, you have them in one point, in one dimension, you can point them out. In time, you have to follow the movements, and on top of it is all the influences in the context, the three-dimensional space. So we have already our three-dimensional space, but it's not our first letter. Our first letter is not the s or the sh. So we don't start from it. We start from something that is outside. It's from our concept, from our starting concept. Fa is our starting concept, and it is about controllable circumstances. We first have fa and then sh. So actually, I have to add it. I can add it at two places. I can add it on top from the concept of sh, where I say I have control. It is a concept. I have controllable circumstances. That's what I have. I control the circumstances, and I will make a choice there in all the influences that are there. At the same time, the influence will be noticeable from within. So also down on the floor, let's say, I can have my results immediately available, and it is about space and timing. So yes, I will be able to see down on the floor where my controllable influences of fa will be worked out and will have their work out. Let's put it like that. So I have my solution here. I have my contextual idea. It becomes an influence that I have beforehand, and at the right time, in the moment where it will be worked out, in the sh zone, of course, there it will be worked out. So I think this is a good design for it. I have it beforehand as a concept, but I also have it immediately as an influence in the zone of where everything is worked out. It's my controllable moment in this active working floor, actually. At the right time I start my point in fa. So I have that already. So I have that fa, but I also have to add the I. The I is going inwardly. I have this new idea, so I make it a new idea. I make it a new starting point. So there in fa, with all its influences, and sh will come together, that I will have there my new idea, my new influence will start there on the working floor. And with the o, of course, I will also engage it into a move. It's almost like the move, not only on the working floor, which is also like a move on the walking path that is needed to show fashion, of course. I'm not using the right word, so sorry. And the N is, that refers to the moment where you say, okay, it seems to be that maybe at some point, I can take it out and see, okay, maybe I can use it. Yeah, maybe it's useful. Yeah, maybe I can do some, well, it gives me a good idea. That kind of thing. It gives you, so the whole concept is a really prepared, a prepared moment where you really have worked it out, let it work out, and so that also other people can take it out. Like, oh yeah, this is interesting. This is quite nice. The show can be added as well. Show we already had, so and I could as well combine fashion with show very easily. They almost fit into each other, so I can put them on top of each other. So we have the fashion with the N at the end, and from there I will have to have the effect of the show, of course. If I take just a random image from a fashion show, the fashion is then, of course, the conditions that are worked out on the floor where they have the walk and demonstration of the clothes, the fashion clothes, of course, where you can see them and pick them out when you say wow, the wow effect. So you have the choice of conditions, and it's released at the right time just to pick out and choose. The other aspect that surrounds it, of course, the show, all these lights and so on, as you see, that's what it shines outwardly. It's the outwardly effect. It can give it an extra effect. It's in the same environment. You can have it. So resumed here in the design, I started with it. You had this fashion word, where the F actually, I had it simplified here a little bit. The F is that starting point where I said, yes, I will start here the whole concept, and I'll take it down to the floor. I will, and here I have this engagement. I have also this whole, a whole area in which I can work something out. In H, I can work something out, and I do that also. I have an idea. E, I'll put that onto the working floor. I give it a go, and there at a certain moment, someone can even take that out of as a highlight, or can highlight that, and that as if it will give you an extra idea. So here I've put it again, a control direction with F of a focus A into a workable area, sh, where the refreshing idea emerges, E, and it's established, and we'll give it a go to be picked out at any moment in N. Show, I have it seen from the same position, is maybe a bit better. I have the shop here in the beginning until the O, and then the O will gradually fade out outwardly. So you have this movement. It's not really necessary to add that, but it fits into that. Yes, here's my show. You can have the idea quite easily and understand it easily why these letters are a fit. I hope these were also interesting enough. Okay, sorry that it took a bit long as well, but it was a difficult word as well. The fashion, the sh itself is already a combined contextual based focus, which I luckily found a bit better way to express it, thanks to that three-dimensional vision of how to show it, and that makes it more easy to understand, and gives it a direct effect as well how I present it. I hope you enjoyed this. There were some books there, some Facebook page, as a Sound Informed web page, anything that can contribute to this as well. Thanks again for watching. Bye.